Doing a trade review on my trade from yesterday using the ORB strategy on Bitcoin. I got lucky and I was able to capture the majority of a big swing up yesterday in Bitcoin. We peaked right around 110, then I sold it off around 109,880. Looking at the 15-minute chart, you can see my 15-minute candle here where I marked out my high and my low from the opening range. I used the 15-minute candle for my opening range, and then I used my fib tool just to find my 0.764 and my 0.236 levels, and I marked those out to use as a stop loss. So I got the opening range set, my stop loss set. I like to use the 5-minute chart for my entries and my exits. So once I have everything set up for my orb, I switch from the 15-minute to the 5-minute chart to capture an entry. You can see on the 5-minute where I got in here, and I was targeting down this upward trend line here is where I was going to take profit. Price did not move in the direction that I thought it would, and it ended up moving back up into my stop loss. I then waited for my next break and entered into a long position. I set my stop loss down at the fib level here, and as you can see, price started to move upward. Once price started to move up, I made a few changes to my trade setup. I started out with a 2-to-1 ratio for my take profit. However, with the momentum that I was seeing, I decided to switch over to my EMA. I used the 9 and the 21 crossover for take profit. So I switched over to my 9 and my 21 EMA, and I followed this up. Watched it peak, and I think I was up around 120% at this time. But I decided to hold on to it. I watched it drop back down, and I held onto this a little bit past the crossover just to make sure it was definite, and I ended up with a 93% profit. Once again, this is Bitcoin that I'm trading, and this was only a 1.91% move. I was using leverage, and that's why I got the profit that I did. I urge you to be careful using leverage the way that I do. You can lose a lot of money, but you can also make a lot of money. So you just have to be careful, and you have to be smart about your stop loss and how much you're risking.